fight.
Well, it is now time for Ask the Expert. And watching the Olympics has inspired many of us to get off the couch and start exercising or just maybe participating in your favorite winter sport.
Don't forget about your diet, though. What you can affect your performance always by what you eat and how well you recover after exercise. Our registered dietitian, Lori Meyer, joining us to talk about this afternoon. Does exercise change what we need to put into our bodies?
You know, yes and no. We all need pretty much basic requirements. We have vitamins and minerals, antioxidants, carbohydrates, proteins, fats. But as an athlete or an exerciser, those levels might increase a little bit. And I think one of the most important things that people want to remember when they exercise, and especially if you're doing a lot of intensive exercise, is get enough calories. Calculate that out, because you're not only going to not be able to perform as well, but you actually increase your risk of injury if you're not getting enough calories. And then you also want to make sure with that you're getting enough protein. Athletes, exercisers need a little bit more protein in their diet. And the third thing is, just because you're eating more calories doesn't mean that you can eat a lot of junk. Because eating all the sugars and processed foods, refined foods, this is going to increase inflammation. And you're already putting a lot of wear and tear on the body. Eating all this junk is going to increase inflammation. It's going to actually make it even worse.
Can we talk about what will aid us in better performance as far as exercise and food?
Well, you know, for a long time, exercises or athletes were doing carb loading or eating these really high carbohydrate diets.
Runners especially. Beforehand.
And that's a little bit passé. People really aren't carb loading, although there are many that will still eat the high carbohydrate meal beforehand. But there's a new group of athletes that are actually eating a little bit more fat prior to. And they're finding, because we burn more fat in endurance, eating a little bit more fat, a little bit of protein, and then getting the low glycemic carbohydrates. And with the low glycemic carbohydrates, those would be things like the sweet potatoes, quinoa, oatmeal, things that are going to be real slow burning. So you're not going to get that high and then bottom out during the exercise.
Last 30 seconds here.
But when we talk about some of the foods, and we saw those on the screen a moment ago, these are all foods. Now, they're not going to turn you into an Olympic athlete, but by eating some of these foods, you might actually improve your endurance. Beets, we've talked about those before. They increase nitric oxide, going to get more oxygen to the muscle. Watermelon juice, it contains citrulline, and this is actually going to help reduce muscle soreness. Chia, everybody's eating chia now. It's a good anti-inflammatory food, may help with endurance. The Aztec warriors insisted that this is what helped them win their battles. Salmon, again, a good protein source, omega-3, sweet potatoes, and then the quercetin, apples, onions, and capers. These are actually going to help to reduce fatigue.
And then I see something on the end. Is that chocolate milk?
And you know, a lot of athletes will use chocolate milk as their recovery drink after exercise. Sometimes it's better than having a lot of the Gatorades or other sport drinks.
Is there sugar in there, or is that straight?
It's watermelon juice.
Amazing.
Straight.
Lori, thanks. Got a question for the experts? Email asktheexpert@tmj4.com or call the number on your screen.